Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have come to a place that I've spotted a good few months ago. It's literally on the side of the M6 motorway. The M6 is probably 50 yards to my right over in that direction. And I spotted it as we were driving south, and on this side there's just this beautiful brook and these beautiful trees as well. And I thought, if I can figure out how to get there, obviously because it's by the side of the motorway, I'll go and have a look. So a little bit of Google Maps, figured out a way, which is actually, there's a bridge just 150 yards that way, over a footbridge over the motorway, and that leads into my town. So it's pretty much perfect. The field, as I got over onto this side, which was absolutely flooded out and loads of sheep in it, so I sort of worked my way through that. And I've been greeted by these wonderful trees. There's so many photographic opportunities here. And this is just at the top of the hill. At the bottom there's that brook that I mentioned before, and down there it looks like there's a fallen tree with loads of moss on it. So I'm going to try and get a shot from up here first of these trees with the branches coming out at random angles. It's all beautiful. There's a lovely one over there as well. It's very harsh light though, so I'm going to have to mess around with those camera settings to get something that works, and then maybe do a little bit of post-processing as well. And then I'm going to head down there to that brook, and maybe, I was thinking about a long exposure, but there's no waterfalls or mini drops or anything, and the water isn't moving that fast. It probably was moving a bit more fast back in February when it was nothing but rainfall, and that's obviously what's affected the fields, which are now waterlogged and flooded out. But I think there's definitely a shot down there somewhere. It looks beautiful, it looks otherworldly, and I think that mossy tree that I mentioned might have to find its way into the picture as well. So I've just had a bit of a walk around these trees, and I think the actual best place is the place where I filmed that intro, back on this little mound here, before you go down to the brook and before the trees start slipping and sliding away down towards the sort of mini flooded area next to the brook. There's a shot with this one tree. There's one tree, it's quite straight, and then there's two big branches coming off it to the right. Behind that, just slightly to the left, is another one, again quite straight, and there's a few smaller branches again following that direction off towards the right hand side. And there's a shot here somewhere. I'm trying to not get in as much of the sky as possible because, as I said before, it's really bright. But I'm hopeful that this will make quite an interesting image. There's quite a lot of chaos going on. There's quite a lot going on within the image within itself, but I think it tells a story. It's a little bit creepy. It's a little bit, yeah, that moss and the greens and there's other trees around here, so the light coming through is casting shadows on the branches and on the moss on the branches, so it's sort of, there's a lot going on, but I think it kind of works. Let's take another one with the 2-second timer on, and yeah, I think the colour needs pulling out of it a little bit. I think it would look great with a bit of fog around it, so I might just drop the shutter speed down to, and I might just raise the camera slightly. I know I said about the trees, not the trees, the sky, but the sky kind of works because there's like a forest over in the background, so there's just bits of white and bits of blue at the top of the frame, but ideally I wouldn't want any of that. But there's definitely a shot here somewhere. If I manage to get one that I'm happy with, and once I've edited it, I'll pop it up now. So before I get a picture of the brook, which is over there, and start having a look around that area, these bushes over here, I don't know what they're called, but the vibrant, bright yellows are just amazing, beautiful signs of spring. There's so many bushes around here, and I think there's a bit of an abstracty shot to be had, really pulling out those vibrant colours against maybe even getting rid of the the green and making that more of a deep green, almost black. So I'm going to try and get a shot of that first. But this is a lovely area to scout. Again, there's another beautiful tree over there. Trees everywhere, beautiful, and it's just peace and quiet. It's nice to get away from the hustle and the bustle of life, because at the moment all we've had, even though there is a train going past over there and there is the M6 there in the background, all we've had recently is aeroplane companies going into administration. The coronavirus is going to kill us all, and this is the perfect thing to do. Wash your hands, get yourself outside, get some fresh air in your lungs, do something that you love. Nothing more to say really. Let's try and get this abstract. I'm really quite happy with that abstract shot. I hope you like it. It's probably the easiest one to take so far today, just because it was so intimate and so intricate. It was just a little section of the bush, and it just popped. Them colours just popped away from the darkness, which is really nice. I've had another look around. You might have noticed I'm only shooting with my nifty 50 lens today, so that's a little bit restrictive, but it's no bad thing. I'm restricting myself anyway, because as you know, if you've been watching my previous videos, I'm only shooting within a 5-mile radius of my house. And I need to take a picture of this brook. Let's just flip the camera back on, it's just switched itself off. It's quite difficult, and the only composition I've found is pretty much shooting directly into the sun. And as I've got my nifty 50, I have no polarizer with me, because I've got no filters that fit my nifty 50. So it's kind of embrace the glare or sack off the shot. So I'm going to take the shot anyway, because I'm here. There's a lovely S-curve in the brook. It's beautiful, and this is kind of the only area you can get it from. I've got the camera up as high as possible, and I'm also above the brook on this mound. I imagine when this was all flooding that it would come up to here. This would be like the little floodplain area, but it's all receded and it's gone back into the brook, and it's working its way underneath the motorway. I don't know where it ends up going, but this shot is lovely. I'm struggling to figure out what to do with it, as I say, because of that glare. I think I'm just going to have to take the shot, make sure the focus is right, and see what I can do with it in post. It might not work, it might be a terrible shot in the end, but I'm hopeful that it might look alright. It does look alright. In fact, I don't even know if it would. I don't know if it would work without the glare, because the water's so filthy. It needs something to light it up a little bit. I might return here with a wider lens and a polarizer at some point, just to take that glare, just to remove it. But it's a nice shot regardless. Anyway, I'll put it up once I've got home and processed it, and I'll put it in the video for you. But there's definitely some. It's just a really nice, peaceful environment to be in, and apart from the trains every 5 minutes, but regardless of that, it's just a nice place to try and capture some images. So yeah, if this one's any good, I'll pop it up. And of course, why would you not want a shot of an old rusty shopping trolley? I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to head back home a different way through the woods that I mentioned at the beginning, and I'll put up any more shots that I capture at the end of this video. I'd like to say thank you to all the new subscribers who are coming along on the journey with me. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching this, please do consider subscribing. I'm uploading every week or every fortnight, depending on what happens in normal life and how much time I get to come out just locally and explore the area and sort of uncover things that are on your doorstep. So yeah, thanks as always, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.